Hi everybody, it's Kathy here from Kathy Loves Scrap, and I'm coming to you from the land down under today, and it is a cold and wet one. I'm doing a 1, 2, 3 scrapbooking challenge where I have one sketch, 2 colours and 3 words, sketched by Naomi John Redshaw for Scrapbook Fantasies. I've got pink and green and the title You're My Hero, and this is a layout of my dad, and it's been 2 years since he's passed, and it's the first time I've been able to do a scrapbook page of him. And I just recently heard that it's like having a little whisper from the past, so that's what it's like today. I've chosen the colours, which are the greens and the pinks, and I have this quote here from a branding strip which I will put in as per the sketch down the bottom. I'm gone with the greens as my base and the pinks as my highlights. The green matches the shirt of my dad in his umpiring greens, which he absolutely loved to wear. I'm using a Vicky Boots in here. It's from her Fernwood collection, and as you can see, it's perfect for the challenge with the colours. I'm going to start this off very soon, and I have the rainbow there. Every time I see a rainbow, I think of my dad. My dad loved bright colours, and he was always wearing really brights no matter where he went. So he was a bit of like a peacock and a rainbow, his wardrobe was. And he's got a bit of a cheeky smile in this photo, and that's my dad all over, and that was when he was out umpiring softball. He was still doing that at the age of 70 when he got sick. So shows that if you have a passion, it takes you far. Now, I'm just going to trim this up, getting it ready. Now, I want some of this green, but I also need it to be part of the background, because if I'm following the sketch, I need it to show through in parts of the layout. So I'm just taking out enough to mount my photo in the green, because I want to keep true to the colours. And I'm just layering up the extra strips that I need to add to this layout. And this is another one of those layouts where you can go through your scrap pile and find bits and pieces that complement what you need and build up from. Using this dotted scallop edge, I am cutting out my hot pink there to create the strip as per the sketch, and I'll show you how I stretch that so that it fits the length of the page. I'm just adding in my backing strips. These will build the main part of my layout, and I love this Fernwood paper from Vicky Booten. It's just so bright and so colourful, as most of her cardstocks are, and I really do love Vicky Booten's products. So I am adding in my strips here and building up the underlay as per the layout. Now, I'm not going to lie, this layout actually is a very simple looking layout, but actually took me quite a long time to do. The reason is because of this. I wanted to stay true to the sketch with Naomi, and so I, in my head, thought, well, she's got the flowers, the sketchy flowers in there. Now, I could have cut them out on Cricut and added them in, but I thought, no, this is my dad. I'm going to do something a little bit more, and so I actually am hand stitching. So at the moment, I'm just drawing in my flowers, and I'm going to hand stitch them with a combination of running stitch and chain stitch. So a lazy daisy chain, really it's called, I think. I use my awl to punch my marks in. I know that there are stitch guides somewhere. I would really love a stitch guide with a fancy different stitches, but I simply cannot find one, so I have to do it myself. Just use my sight and hope that I get it pretty evenly spaced. And as I said, this is going to be a combination of the Lazy Daisy chain stitch, which I do for the bigger petals, and then I do a running stitch for the smaller petals. Now, I'm not going to make you watch me do the whole lot of this sewing, because as I said, it takes hours. I'm not going to lie. I think all up it took me 3.5 hours to sew these flowers. I'm not a very fast sewer. It would have been one of my weakest crafting skills. But I like the effect, and I like how it comes together. So to attach it to the back so there's no knots and ties, I use washi tape to hold the loose strands in. I use a needle threader. I'm not that good with my eyesight anymore to be able to just do it cold, so I do use a needle threader now to thread my needles. Used to be a cross stitcher and used to be able to do it really easily, but as I've gotten older, my eyes are not helpful. Maybe I need to go and see and get some special glasses, because I really would like to get back to some cross stitching. So here I have gone ahead and sewn them in, and you can see the combination of the flowers with the daisy chain stitch and the rubbing stitch. I've laid my photos where I want them to be, so you can see how I stretched that, and you can't see where that is split in the middle, and that's the whole idea. This here was a journaling card which I have split in half, and I'm making my 2 tags out of. Using some green floss, I am dressing the tag, as Scrappy Adam says, don't leave them naked. I never thought about that before, but when I watched one of his videos, that's what he said, and it sort of stuck in my head, and so now I tend to dress my tags. The green thread is the same colour as the cardstock, which is great because it's keeping together with the theme, and I'm layering up my photos. Now, I have this is a 6x4 of my dad, and then my 2 rainbows I cut down to 3x3 as per the sketch. So you can see how easy that is to create, and they're actually 2 separate photos of the same rainbow, which when I actually line them up looks like it's one photo that I've cut in half, but it's not. It's actually 2 very different photos taken on the same day, taken on the same rainbow, but from 2 very different points in the sky. So as I said, rainbows remind me of my dad. Every time I see them, I feel like he's around, he's having a visit. I'm going to pop these up off the page. That's so that the stitching is in there, and it adds that depth as well to the layout. It really is quite a simple layout to follow. It's just the details that you add to it that add and change the complexity of it. So I've popped my photos, and now I'm putting the tags in underneath the photos there, and they are as per the sketch, but using the colours still. Now, I contemplate my layouts a lot. I sit and look at them and think, what can I do next? What's next? Now, on Naomi's sketch, she does have a quote at the bottom underneath the title, so I have got this quote here, and it says, "There is only one happiness in this life," and it says, "to love and be loved." So that's the quote that I've put in on this page. And then you can see me, I contemplate, and I have cut out a lot of that part because I do sit and procrastinate and contemplate and think about what's coming next. My layouts don't come together really easily. I do take a lot of time to think about them. It's a procrastination, I know. I don't understand why I do it, but I just do it. So I went and got these stickers that I have, and they're in the pinks. At first I had to see that I had enough of the alphas to create my title. Obviously I didn't have for your, so I had to go and get another set of alphas, and I chose these greeny coloured ones just to stay with the theme. And these are really little ones, so I actually end up getting my awl to help me lift these ones off because they are a little bit more trickier to manipulate than the bigger figures. And I often worry with my figures, that's why you see me pressing them so many times, that they're going to come off. And so off screen I will go and glue those down so that they don't move in the future. For whatever reason, figures seem to lose their stickiness. They start and they don't hold for very long. So I'm adding in my title here and my little apostrophe in there because being a teacher, you know that there's a missing letter, you have to use the apostrophe. And to finish it off, because it is very green against green, I'm adding in the pink faux stitching to make the border and make that finalised standing out from the base. So there's my layout pretty much. I'm just going to trim down my tag strings there because they're going off the page. I want them to fit nicely. Checking those stickers, making sure they're in place. And to finish off, of course, I go with my Nuvo drops. Now, this time I'm putting the 3 drops into each corner. That's just adding a feature to each corner, and I think it breaks that big oasis of green, and it just allows it to just sit nicely in the eye to view it. So there's my layout, a combination of layering of papers and some hand stitching. It is a special layout. It's the first one I've been able to do. So, yep, it's a little visit from my dad. There's the stitching, as you can see, that added into those flowers. There's the Nuvo drops. There's my title, "You're My Hero," using the 3 words as per the requirements of the challenge. And that's how it's come. There's the original sketch. That's what I worked from. And here's my layout that it came out. As you can see, all the elements from the sketch are there. You can see the running chain and the running stitch in there. I really like that I stuck to my guns and did actually do the sewing. It adds that little bit of touch and texture, and you know, scrapbookers like to be touch for lumpy bumpy, and it's just that motivation to reach and touch the page. My tags are in there. There's my title and that quote, very apt. I'm Kathy from Kathy Loves to Scrap. Give me a like if you like what I've produced today. Make sure that you subscribe. It costs you nothing, but it grows my channel, and I really appreciate it if you come back again. Leave me a comment. I will get back to you. Feedback is always great. I'm looking forward to ways to improve. Check me out on all my socials under Kathy Loves to Scrap, including Instagram, where all my layouts end up, even those without a video. Thanks for watching today. Happy scrapping. Until next time.